Apple headquarters in California. People are mourning there. Also, right here in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. at the Apple Store. People all over the world are mourning the loss of Steve Jobs. Leo Laporte is the host of the nationally syndicated Tech Guy radio show on Premier Radio Networks. He's the founder of his own internet-based technology network, This Week in Tech. He's interviewed Steve Jobs many times. Leo, what goes through your mind on this sad day?
You know, we were so prepared for this. We knew it was coming, and yet it's still such a shock, and it's so sad. And I'm really trying to focus on celebrating his life. This is a guy who lived his life exactly as he wanted to. Woz said that Steve exceeded every goal he ever set for himself. He's a guy who lived his dreams and changed our lives as a result.
What made him so amazing? Was it his education? Was it his family? Was it his background growing up in California? There must have been some spark there that created this genius.
What are the ingredients that make somebody like that? You know, he was a college dropout. It wasn't his education. I think there was something inside him that drove him to exceed. He didn't care what other people thought. He cared about making great stuff. And he succeeded every step of the way. He stumbled, occasionally made mistakes. He wandered in the wilderness after being fired at Apple, and yet he kept coming back. And I think it was his extraordinary drive that really made him the man he is.
In your interviews with him, what was he like as a person? Was he easy to get along with? Did he like to chat? Did he talk about sports or baseball or something? Or was he simply focused on technology?
Steve was very focused. There's a famous story about him coming into a conference room and somebody starting to chat about the weekend and him saying, "Can we raise the tone of conversation here?" He was a get-to-work guy. When Steve walked in the room, it was really apparent immediately that he knew he was the smartest guy in the room. Usually he was absolutely right. He was down to earth. And later in the last few years, he really didn't do very many interviews. He didn't trust the press. He didn't like the press. He wanted to control, very tightly control, the image of Apple and his own image. He was a control freak in every sense of the word. And yet he inspired us all. I mean, without Steve Jobs, you wonder, where's the excitement going to come from in this industry?
That's a good question, and I don't think anyone really appreciates that. Leo, thanks very much.